Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to another edition of Story Corner. I am your host, Mr. H. Now, before we begin, I would like for you to take a look at the setting behind me. How would you describe the setting? What kind of weather do we have? And what part of the day do you think it is? Morning, afternoon, or evening? Take this time to think about it before continuing on with this video. Now, the news story that I have to share with you is one titled The Doubtful Guest by Edward Gorey. Now, after the video, think about the questions I'm going to ask at the end. See if you can find some answers. Let us begin. The Doubtful Guest by Edward Gorey. When they answered the bell on that wild winter night, there was no one expected, and no one in sight. Then they saw something standing on top of an urn, whose peculiar appearance gave them quite a turn. All at once it leapt down and ran into the hall, where it chose to remain with its nose to the wall. It was seemingly deaf to whatever they said, so at last they stopped screaming and went off to bed. It joined them at breakfast and presently ate all the syrup and toast and part of a plate. It wrenched off the horn from the new gramophone and could not be persuaded to leave it alone. It betrayed a great liking for peering up flues and for peeling the soles off its white canvas shoes. At times it would tear out whole chapters from books, or leave roomfuls of pictures askew on their hooks. Every Sunday it brooded and lay on the floor, inconveniently close to the drawing-room door. Now and then it would vanish for hours from the scene, but alas, be discovered inside a tureen. It was subject to fits of bewildering wrath, during which it would hide all the towels from the bath. In the night through the house it would aimlessly creep, in spite of the fact of it being asleep. It would carry off objects of which it grew fond, and protect them by dropping them into the pond. It came 17 years ago, and to this day, it has shown no intention of going away. And that was The Doubtful Guest by Edward Gorey. Now, let's reflect on the story. Who were some of the characters? Where did the story take place? And what parts of the story do you remember? And finally, what was the problem in the story? This has been another edition of the Story Corner. I am your host, Mr. H. Thank you, and adieu.